And hello everyone, so I doubt that I'll finish this game today. Seriously, not sure about this. Let's take approximately 6 hours left for me. Or maybe 4. So if I spend 3 hours today, well, I will see. I will see. Okay, start this. Where's my chat? Here it is. I must say that original intended DS feels, how you holding it in your hands, much better than the light version of it. And DSi had never had DSi. Alright, let me check the sound, test. And the sound is working. So I need to show him something, and I believe I don't have it yet. And, well, let's just move to... There's not enough places. Maybe from the office? Oh, no, from the underground. Yeah. That's right. Okay, I'm prosecutor's office. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. Huh? What are you doing here? She was quick to throw the paper on the floor. And you can check it. Top 10 card, huh? Had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Like some people, I don't have all day. First of all, we must check this paper. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth? Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, just let me see. What's this girl's doing crawling around my feet? He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you can't read, I'll read it for you. It says a letter of resignation. Resignation? That's yours. You don't mean... I'm tired, Mr. Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. Mr. Acheros, none of it is your fault. I know the paths I have walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. And forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Straight. Please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. For Gumshoe? I think we can move immediately back to the police station. What's here? Excuse me? Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? No. Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You suddenly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. What? Still, I never thought you go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be soured then when eaten. I didn't get it. Meant to be soured? What? I need to check it. Hold on. Enjoy it completely, in this case. Okay. No, I don't like roast beef, especially soured. Mr.'s hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Why should I talk to her? And where's he? So I must talk to all of them, or I'll simply will not able to meet Gumshoe. Oh my god. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, let's talk to you. After case closed. Its legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. It's why we are so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the fortune of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe Dirt got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you didn't have proof anything illegal was done? And proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. And I always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears, huh? Lana was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Being used. And transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gun's powerful influence. He was a powerful influencer. No less. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? He could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. How can you control prosecutor's office? But how? Exactly my question, but how could he control her? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for the change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, mister. You listen to me, Rocky. It takes more than just ingredients to create a fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Dark Investigation. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steerer than a ball of hot gravy. Oh, old Jake Marshall, so must have been going through hell. You mean because of his boss's death? The way close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Yeah? Nice guy. See so. Just talk about her. Hello, Jarbo. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Because they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gun. Legendary duo. Damon Gunt and Lana Skye. 2 years ago, Gunt was chief detective and Lana's second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gunt's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. His magnetism. By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yeah! There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him. Though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yeah, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Mister. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold to her that? And that's kinda all. I think I must speak to Edgeworth as well. Let's see. The day of the crime. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on that ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office today. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Guard asked you to hold onto that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's a story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Tomorrow's trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial. First, last year's trial. And now this one, it seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. AGYE-USA, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? That list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but at the same time, there was only one thing in my mind. And used the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture, something seemed strange about it. Wait a second. No, not this one. Should I show this picture? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gunn's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes, the trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? It was the official prosecutor trophy used until that time. There's a story behind it. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Did I get something new here? Just later. Due to recent events, I hurriedly announced my resignation as public prosecutor. You wrote a resignation letter? Wow. And when resigning, Mr. AGYE-USA is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault. Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it's in the grown-up world. Yeah, but that responsibility means nothing if he just quits. Well, not everyone sees it that way. But truly take responsibility, you should have to work the rest of your life for no pay? Oh my god, of course not. Sometimes the grown-up world can be tough. Okay, if I want to check what was on the other side, I must use this stylus. And this nothing. Prosecutor Trophy. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. Why it's Chinese? In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Sure, everyone knows it. Why don't you tell it? Though, for Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for condition was born. By the way, in any game you can develop a weapon that can destroy any armor, and the armor that cannot be destroyed by any weapon, and it might crush the client. Nothing special about it. Game client, of course. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize. Precisely so, they symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. Don't tell me that somebody used this knife to kill merchant. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Well, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You have to ask Chip Gunt. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the word abolished. Chip Gunt. Sounds very important. That's no excuse for what I've done. Years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. Police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth. I take pride in my work. So, tell me why? Why has it all come to this? When Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Okay, that's it. Oh, you're back? You're still here? I was just checking a little while ago and you're missing. I'm gonna make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. Turn into a regular DJ? DJ? You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken. I think it means desk jockey. Desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. Could admire your persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. Still, this is questioning me. In the English vocabulary, period, it's something that's not constant. It will end up, so you cannot use it and like. That's all. I will not change my mind. You will change it. It's period. It's not dot. It's period. Will be my neck on the line. Its office is a last crime scene in the SL9 incident. And to take a look in there, there's a contradiction in the sentence. Contradiction. It's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. So I must present this. What's this? Crumpled up piece of paper. No way! Mr. Edwards can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? Can't believe they pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. At first I thought he was as cold as ice, but now I know different. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. And we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. See? But here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item, Robert. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least, let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Now, what is his number? Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he? The way you do, just don't say that to his face. But his eyes are half shut. Yeah, his mouth is half open. Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch. I can't see any buttons at all, it's totally the same picture. He's got the narrow end of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. Can you look at this closely? Oh, it's a maximum. Okay. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Why be put second after? This sounds strange. Open sesame. If anyone finds us now, Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. What was this again? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking, I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came to. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Don't do that to my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we are all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Now that we are lucky, now come on, let's see what we can find out. Got a bad feeling about this. These shelves are mostly empty, and I must have cleared them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. A small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey, That's when Lon and I went to the theme park. This was Lana's desk. She was tidy. Has always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Guns must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. So the stuff legends are made of. So keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime. Okay, this is already so. This was taken on that day, 2 years ago. Danger Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After seeing his work trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gun to question Dark. But he never knew he'll be dead just a few hours later. Do you think? Okay, where was it? Here? It's a safe, isn't it? Safe. The word is ripped with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. What? I'll be cracking it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what this is. Yes? Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know! You want to try my birth date. It's... I have a bad idea. Here goes nothing. I must into it with stylus, okay? Easy. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, Paul? The final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean... that ID number? Thinking 17 shy this time. Shy, never heard about this. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gun's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's an evidence? A shard from a broken cup. ER? Okay. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? Don't think so. But it was just a thought. Is it it? Is all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. It's a waste cup. They look like pieces of evidence. But unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. But oh, it's my neck on the line here. Great. I'll have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Obviously. Detective Gumshoe, could you happen us a look at this jar? All of us pulled that back together. Oh, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Was this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. The stamps had an SL9 incident sticker on it. Does this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? It was in the safe? Yeah, that one. It was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Assemble. Here, let me see that chart. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, Paul. Show us what a rocket can do. So Wright has some glue. Can piece this together again. All proof she got was knowingly hidden evidence. Here goes nothing. And where is this AE? That fits like a charm. That of course means Chief Guns brilliantly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. What? Hey guys, get a load of this! What is that? This piece he just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. Don't get it. Why would Chief Gun hide this in his safe? Let's look at it. Here, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like a blood. This piece the chip has is different though. Blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line. That is odd. I don't know. Should I present something else to the piece of clothes? Not this one. Maybe just need to talk to him. Chief Gant, can I ask you something? Sure. Only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime stands. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? No. You wouldn't be. No. I'll say, no way, never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you, don't worry about it. It's supposed to start bothering you, pal. Don't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get all my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? Mr. Wright, what do we think of him? Chief Gant, So it's finally come to this. What do you think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. Here he goes. Ignore me again. A desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir, this is entirely Chief Gun's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. The strange reason to leave it there is it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party, because he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touched that desk. No one except Chief Gun and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still 2 years have passed since that incident. I can't possibly be any closer remaining. So what about this piece? Oh yeah, this is the real deal, isn't it? This armor, these weapons. Show it, Paul. The chief doesn't care for imitations. Not the pipe organ, not this armor. Do you know how many taxpayers' dollars must have gone into this one? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. I don't have any taxes to pay. Be careful of what you say. Who knows, the chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he hidden them. If he did, he'd never be able to get back out. No. Cut it out, you guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Oh, look at the size of Chief Gun's desk. Speaking of that, when you were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. What you got? He pulled that paper. He was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence used in a case. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name. Cell 9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? Said, I wonder what? No, about evidence list. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. How says this list of evidence? List of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it! Chief must be hiding something about that case. Would appear so. Okay. Let me check it. Okay, let's rotate it. Nothing here. What? I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? Can't make it out. I'll better keep quiet about it for now. Why? Oh, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? Better not forget about this picture. Okay, what should I present now? That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here, it looks like the right side of the form's being turned off. So, Mr. Edgeworth's list really was only half of the whole thing. Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of that form file. The back? We just already checked it, come on, game. I checked it, why should I check it again? Let's do it. It'll change nothing. Alright, that's it. Nothing here. What should I show? Been stunning. I already read this, isn't it? Okay, maybe I'll take a pause here. Be right back really quick. Okay, back. What is next? Videotape. Marshall Prince. Item report. Oh, by the way, I didn't check for blood. Hold on. Completely forgot about this. I can spray. Let's spray. Actually, why there should be a blood? They actually... He must be killed here. The right desk. It's no blood. Okay, let's check the left one. Uh-huh. Oh, this area must have been covered in blood. Is this from that incident? It must be, when prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed, so the reaction kind of dull. Wait a second, if this vase or jar was on the right, something is not right, that's for sure. So murder really did take place here. I already see contradiction. So why is there no blood here on the right? Should I... Wait a second, can I use... No. No, it's totally the same. About this. I'd like you to have a look at the disease. He will be coughing or something. Wait a second, what did he say? Why did I skip it? So you want to take some fingerprints? It's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. What? What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. You're talking about that clothes we found in the safe. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? I wasn't sure that bacteria and other organisms already ate all fingerprints from 2 years ago. I cannot stand here. Jeez, where's your sense of humor? Because fingerprints, what is this? It's like sound and other things from your fingers. When you touch something, it stay here because it's constant, like liquid on them. Something. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the clothes. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. But they cannot left anything for 2 years. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. So, which one? Yeah, it will be blowing. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, I know why it didn't work when I used it first time, because there was not enough powder on it. It's also not enough. Give it my best shot. The result won't be any good for much prints, will it? It doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Let's try a different finger. This one. Also not? Well, definitely not. kidding me? It will be the last one? Let's try middle. That's it. Gant? No? So there's no, what we're waiting for? Okay. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Yeah. But it was inside the chip safe, right? With that shard. So that means it's going to have something to do with that incident. The one that happened right here, in this room. She's right. We should change the fingerprints of everyone who was in here that day. Do I see it? There's a higher power at work here. Just gotta have faith. Alana? Also not. Emma? It's possible. She? She killed him? Wonderful. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints? Where are they? Seems the prints are too old. Aren't clear enough to get a match. That's too bad. So them being Drake's prints. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What is that kid's prints doing inside the chip safe? Don't ask me. Let's just give this information from Emma for now. For what? I don't understand this. It's stupid. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. I think we should show it to Lana. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID cards, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the code? You can't. Let's kill the ship. I didn't think you'll be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. I mean, a mister. Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir? Sorry. Oh, you in the code. Yes, sir. Drop off your ID on the way out. Won't be needing it anymore. But sir, I don't think so. I think you'll be executed next day. Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Yes, sir. I'd like a word with you. Sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair? You're free to go. Miss Wright. What was this about? Look, Paul, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Chief office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it would be like this, and I would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. It's hard to believe anyone could keep quiet about it all this time. Anyway, you listen to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, bro. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police want to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I actually wanted to go there myself. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. So you're thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing, not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stopped Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. Who it is you're hiding behind those words? You did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Since Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can pursue you otherwise. Thick-headed is a term he used, I believe. That's my chance to get you to tell me the rest of the story. Well, it's present. Showing evidence isn't going to do me any good now, what? Good to get Lana to tell me everything she's hiding. That's right. Evolving by leaps and bounds. Starting to see the hunger in your eyes. Okay, let's talk first. Have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. I'm not mistaken. The person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, it's right. Who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Gant? Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Forget your place. Because she's still not ready to spill my beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about the circumstances? You were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Because these are serious offenses. Why is it so that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who would have possibly investigated that evidence was me. And access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Oh my god, I have too many things. Falsified. What should I show here? It's kinda too many things. Okay, let's show the ways. Show this in the safe in the chief's office. Sharpies and this strip of cloth. Do you know what these are? The pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gunn himself. Now tell me, are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. And the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, it's more accurate than cooperate. Also, I can tell you the details. I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Wonderful. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes. You were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk was broken. Let's count that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Drake's knife. Don't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife? That's right. Even so, he was already dead. My hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shirts as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Mister. Wonderful. Wonderful. Why did you need to hide Drake's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Drake case 2 years ago. It was always. I didn't ever want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Drake's knife? Someone used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If all got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in a scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Exhaust pipe. It's not a... how did they name it? Muffler or something? Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? Didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. It would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gunn, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. Marshall? What else would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust, or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean? Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Officer Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. I'd already saw the ID card, but since he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So a phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Post-trial, there's only one way to drive off honest demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. That's it! To be trial now. Okay, I think I'll finish this game today in this case. Because why not? Just 1 hour passed. Looks like it's the end. Looks like... This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Eva for that matter? It almost seems as if something been happening behind the scenes. At yours. Knowing you, you've already figured out who the owner of the 77 ID number is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt on this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling on the defendant. 5 minutes after the trial starts, Lana will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I feel that you say this much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. It's the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way you'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of here. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid, today's the last day of the trial. You don't have time to reminisce, I don't know, about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. This is it. If we're ever going to find out what she got has on her, it's now. How long will it take? I hope just 2 or 3 hours maximum. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Alana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Teacher support here. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey Aja, been back to the pool yet? No, been drawing enough as it is in my work. It's a good one, don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? I heard that she intends to say I feel she should be granted your request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. What's this all about, defendant? I just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. That's why you should not let Emma left this gun alone. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your service. Why constantly getting some notification? What was this now? I kinda don't know. But okay. What, Lana? Your Honor, I humbly forfeit my right to an attorney. Prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I'd like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid. Also, this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial. And if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise, this can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worth. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, huh? I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gunt. By the way, I forgot one thing. No, it's here. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Same kind of deal, huh? Not everyone operates as you do, person. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. No, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy towards one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. Is it okay with you? Right, Chief Gunt? Mercy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma's crime, please take the stand. Looks like NTR-AGYE-USA has decided to take the horse by the reins? What is this? Never heard this expression? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Pa's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer, Joe Drake, of the Joe Drake... Well, it's Drake, it's Dark killer. Because this idiots and why they added it? Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, so... I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. NTR-AGYE-USA, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. Should give in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yeah? It's finally begun. Such words exist? It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. Man came running in and took me hostage. Well, Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. In the chest? It was back. It's not chest, it's back. I think we already figured out what's wrong here. Stab it in the back. It's a good thing you went harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. NTR-AGYE-USA, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? It will soon become apparent, Your Honor. I've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Let's show it immediately. Let's press it immediately. Objection? No, I was wrong. Why it's wrong? It's obvious a contradiction. Stupid game. Stupid game. It wants me to press on every statement. In the chest. It's not the chest, I already showed it. It's back. You see it. Okay, let's use it. Hold it. Alright. I already wasted my attempt, the first attempt. Years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under Chief Detective Gunt. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Chief Detective Gunt and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair. Maybe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. I dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. Police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Anna promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man came running in and took me hostage. Hold it. Hold it! A man. Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Chutark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon filling the room, Doug proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gun's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Now Marshall rescued me. Hold it. Hold it! What was the prosecutor doing there? Today there were two people present during Dirk's questioning. That of Damon Guns and prosecutor Neil Marshall. And what's that too? Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought it was as good as that. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't really remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw that instant. Hold it. And tell us about that. Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out? Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. The sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Then this Goodman, the victim, came up. So, you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. You told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at that time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. Picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture, the witness drew. I believe it was a very important meaning. Yes. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that sense once, but it seems to have been lost. Hold it. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took all the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear! Not just imagine it. It's pictures that Emma drew. That reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again. Well, anyway, let's continue. The sense that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man. So obviously not in the chest, but okay, let's show this picture. Objection. Mr. Edgeworth, as I told you, put all your heart into drawing of that picture. And yet you still insist on denying its existence? Uh-huh. I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. This may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident? Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over. Turn it... What's this? Yes. What is that? Yes, it's the picture drawer. What's the list of evidence? Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. This list. They're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So, you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? Order! Who would have thought the picture would have been drawn on the back of the list? Was handed to Detective Goodman in the question room? Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor? Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, it's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth? It's possible. Let's see. No? Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There's something drawn on the back of my list. It is that thing. Oh, wonderful. That's... that thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Apparently, the head of criminal affairs used this for his blueprint. Yes, he was out of scrap paper. I need to check it. Very well. Witness. No, not very well. Don't remember what was at the window. Doesn't really matter. Very well, witness. Can you please testify about this picture drawn 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Eva? She seemed to be thinking about something when she saw the picture. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. This flash of light was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that I must have fainted. Also, during tender light you can't see even colors. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. Well, actually you see colors, but they're not what they were in the original. I know it for sure. I already had this experience. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Since to that so, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dirk about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. So this is a picture I drew 2 years ago. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it! Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it in 2 or 3 days later. It was I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. Around that time, the detective team was reorganized. David Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gaunt and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in your mind. Excuse me, witness, but can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of light was so bright, all I could see were shadows. Hold it. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The light was so bright, I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? I said I must have fainted. Hold it. Hold it! You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. You really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not a bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw that instant. Hold it. Sorry for asking so many quick times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, it's the exact same. Wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated your memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. Better watch out, or he might find some way to cut my What? I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. It's right. Is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Oh well. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in your mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. The picture drew to you, so... And what should I show here? I don't remember. Back. Well, here it looks like it's back. Before she said chest. Strange. No, this one. Oh my god, I was supposed to show here. Don't tell me it will be the autopsy report. Owen Badger. Definitely need to save here. Hold on, I will save first. Continue. Let me check all the statements first of all. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. Flash of lightning was so bright I could see where shadows, okay. Muffed fainted, okay. Exactly what I saw. Let's present the autopsy report that I already did before. Objection. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? Oh my god. What was in the report? And the bag. So it looks like the bag. I don't know. Let's show the weapon, maybe. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. In fact, you don't even have to look closely to see that. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. Where could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab or wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murderer weapon should not yet be broken. Silly nonsense. I thought that she didn't simply drop the knife, but okay. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. What does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness' memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. What? There's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. AGYE-USA. There's another explanation. You forgot it already? About a little something called falsified evidence. You're treading in on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No? Order, order, order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Awards at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along this Damon Gaunt. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story there's a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. It's could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Other broken knives besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Yeah, there's another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error. Mr. Wright? In that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife. I presume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. It's a real murder weapon in this picture, isn't it? You want to say that you can remove this shit? The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here, inside this picture. This is a picture of the awards ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As he earlier concluded, the knife in the picture was not Joe Dark's knife. It being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood this award. Order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and a broken knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be! Oh? And why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Why not, seriously? Oh, one second, please. Why not? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the big murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Well, it was kind of obvious, I was surprised. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now, I remember everything! Witness? Mr. Edgeworth? What is that? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with that picture scarlet on the back? I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? He drew it? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. The name mixed up, and now the Blue Badger? Should be interesting. recollection, oh my god. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Wonderful. So she actually killed Marshall. Well, of course not, of course not. Then it was Lana thinking about it. Certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The head detective of criminal affairs didn't even design him until this year. Does that mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago? Yes, well, the defense may now... Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Oh no. What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. You can't do this. I already confessed to the crime. Can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. You've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we are finally getting to the core of the matter. When I saw that man raise his knife, hold it. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you. I panicked and rushed toward both of them. Hold it. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stop Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But this we just theorized. Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I have got to help Mr. Marshall. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Hold it. Hold it! What do you mean, you think again? It all happened so fast and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Blue blur. In a matter of just a few seconds, Miss Sky was almost killed. Then she witnessed a murder about to take place. A little disorientation is only natural. So the man about to stop the other person, I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happens next? Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. I wonder what was this. Hold it. Are you sure about this? Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him there, here. But the head detective of criminal affairs sought out this hideous beast. And it was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. It's all quite verifiable. It all sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now finally remember. Oh brother, just when you thought that scene had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? It wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Hold it. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That scenes couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. Readers must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important is what caused you to think she saw what she did. No? Let's suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who's this blue badger really? Waze? Jar? The blue badger hadn't even been dimmed up when Emma drew this picture. She sudden, she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defendant's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting this very room? Mr. Wright? In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it the witness saw in that instant? Please, show us this mysterious blue badger look like. This? Are you sure it's this? Like this? Okay, it's definitely this one. The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. So right, it doesn't look anything like the blue badger. And then it doesn't. As it stands now, just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I've got to show them the correct angle. You already did this, oh my god. To look at this from. I kinda. Will be this enough? Don't tell me not. Well, it is a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No, it can't be! Order. The defense has proven its claim. Mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Objection! Also, we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance. One question remains. Oh, what's your point? What do you mean? So, that badger scene was actually just a jar. It doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw the jar? The location. Allow me to take this in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. Not only that, but she saw it at a very specific angle. On this, where could she have seen the jar? Well, the location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gaunt. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. Witness testified so herself. Yes. And it's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, a struggle between Dark, and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. Even on the other side of the room, in Chief Gunn's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gunn's office to Lana Sky's office? No, he moved the tables, maybe. Yes. Yes? Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Was a reason. Was. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I know. Let me figure it out. Let me save again. I don't know. Continue. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness' testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? This would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would we have hit? I don't know, maybe someone moves this place? Like, this armor can stand in the middle, so, well, doesn't matter. Instead of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into their armor was carrying a broken knife, would have had to have been Neil Marshall, well then, the prosecutor's award. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking... Yes, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, not the matter. If events took place and the defense theorizes, the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall. Wonderful. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No. And I'm out of coffee. I now imagine her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. What? And she said what? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? Sure, you Mr. Edgers have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead, so we can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touché, Miss Sky. Of course, and they forgot to put the stress on E at the end. I mean, I don't know how it's in English. Apostrophes doesn't matter. That only leaves us with one possibility. I mean, there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. Somehow. It's possible. I actually saw EA. But it doesn't matter. Let's see what it will be. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such message exist? Let us zoom back to the court record. No modern name that the victim may have left behind. It's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister murder? I just showing the truth, nothing else. Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. Obviously. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Well, it's supposed to be this jar. Take that. Here's a message left by the deceased. Is that Blue Butcher from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? And that thing could? I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Okay, so it's EA. Actually, it's EM. Why can't it be guns? Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood of some of the fragments was not wiped away. By the way, why not to use this, forgot its name already. Let me know, of course. Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. So he was pinned to the swords and was trying to reach the jar and... Alright, impossible. one that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have been sipped into the jar, where the lines change directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim message will become apparent. No. Yes. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these blood stains will reveal to us the answer. I will be drawing here. Got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. The murderer's name. Oh my god. Like this? I wonder what was in Japanese here. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove his client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Ever. So, this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma's guy. See, Morsi. Can't say I didn't warn you. Gigant. Do you understand the implications of what you have done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convinced because of his final murder. If you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Morsi. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Objection!
But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. And you know, we aren't defenders of justice. What? We are merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. And if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery, ultimately the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, order, order! Judges come in. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Deaf ears. I was constantly thinking that it's deaf, but it's deaf? Okay. In order to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. It will be to be continued. Indeed. So made a mistake because it wasn't a mistake, but okay. Because the game wanted me to hold on every single statement. Should I create some more coffee? Might should. Sorry, Edgeworth. I will... Yeah, I'll create some tea. Be right back in, I don't know, 2 minutes. Need to create it. Alright, back. Whew. So, I must for sure finish it today. Sorry, chores. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. It's my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, boss. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Detective Gamshow, what is it? Got a lot of nerve power making a detective or run all around while on duty. Yeah? And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Yeah? I take it Lana's having you run around again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in the day's trial. Law? Evidence law? I sure was talking about this just the other day. Sure, you know the two rules of evidence law, don't you, right? Well, number one, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is it right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. Chief Prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. Let me see. Explain the two rules. Approval of the police department, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial. I am not sure how much help me, but okay. All that's left now is the Chief Prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Beside all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgers. The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility has been overthrown with this forged evidence you were unaware of. MSK found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you tell me you want to do more? Gotta be kidding me, pal. You miss the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. To an end. Hold on. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern what that Mr. Edgeworth may have struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. Just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. We have a solution. The solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. Oh my god. I will be selecting it? I will save here again. What if I select wrong or something? God, but there's never been a case example. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. The judge has found a way to continue the trial. Very well, the defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, you do release. This is your last chance. You call the wrong witness. This trial is as good as over. And scores. And it's funny come to bring out the real murderer. Gant? I need to bring Gant. It's possible to call Bruce here. Gumshoe. Okay, Damon Gant. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As a defendant's partner, 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Do you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, well, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, what is this? Some kind of practical joke? Just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Ross. Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, huh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. As Damon Gant, I am the acting chief of police. Chief of police means COP, cop. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Alright, what's with the green face? Just let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There's still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. So, is you very brave or very foolish? You're aware, of course, that the police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is it true? I'm afraid so. Chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, no time can be wasted, it's just like practice. The witness may now begin his testimony. As I recall, Nell and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Was lying on the floor unconscious. When Emma sent Nell flying, seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. The police chief has the right to refuse to testify, so Nell better hit him hard and fast. So call Nell and I were questioning him that day. Hold it. Hold it! As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. By the way, I always forget to do this. Should be cubic. No, actually, everything is alright. Ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his awards, Nell was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran up for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. Hold it. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Nell and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? All that! The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Nell was when that knife went into his heart, though. It's not funny. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Hold it. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Nell and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor? Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. Hold it. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk? That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor. It really stumped the prosecutor? Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Hold it. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office? Exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Starting on the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to star at anything, you will be better off starring at the court record. Worse, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Khan to the forgery? Man did admit to forging evidence. That can't be the whole truth. Somehow got to link guns to the incident. Alright. Questions. Power. Found one of them. She had already arranged. Had nothing to do. So it should be the last statement. Had nothing to do with the forgery. Why do you have this? Definitely not this one. Why do you still need this? Just proves that she pushed it. This thing, that thing. I don't know. Also, previous are not needed, so what should I show? Good one. Trophy. Knife. It's about the past, it's not all of this. She didn't have this knife, for sure, with him. Well, it's what I think. Let's see. But there's no proof to this? Like, he had the knife? No, she saw the knife. Arranged. Found. I can try to check all of them one by one, starting with a knife. Let's show the knife first. Objection. No, it's not the knife. I think he brought the knife. Nothing to do with his fortune. Why do I need this? Objection? Definitely not this. Oh my god. How did this happen? I don't know. I cannot see any connections right now. Maybe it's not even this statement. It's definitely that he has something to do with the forgery. An objection? This piece of cloth? If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this? Oh, what's that? What's that on it? A handprint? Chief Gant, your explanation, please. I don't know. You tell me some. I just saved and made 2 mistakes. Should I? Let's continue. Huh? My dear writer, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Not this again. The evidence law. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. I mean, how is it relevant to this trial? It appears the defense was not prepared. It's too early to use this evidence. I failed this piece of evidence. Please accept my profound apologies, Chief. Would you mind giving the defense another chance? Well, okay. I'll do it just this once, but only because you asked, Ojo. Think you assure you the defense is terribly sorry? Yes, sorry I didn't nail you. It wasn't it? Okay. What about evidence list? Objection? You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. My friend, this is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. The list Emma Sky drew your picture on was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of discharge that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. Was found where? You see, Chief Gunt, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office. A bus, concrete roof, that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. This proof. Okay. Chief Gunt, what's the meaning of this? Yes, and defense attorney who may even rival Warson. So you admit to it, then? That you were involved in the forgery? Tell me? What do you mean, you? Me? Would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know? Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Writer? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Mercy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. I thought he already fired. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Let's see. How many times I'm saying something before they say it? I said let's see. It's right here. How's it possible? Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment. And a list? Oh yeah, by the way, between the videos that we can see of the game and me here, how many milliseconds? Approximately 100 milliseconds difference, maybe less. But anyway, I'm not so sure that I said first, before the appearance on Steam. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they are worthless. There's no reason I participated in forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Sounds very complicated. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. Oh, by the way, games appears before, actually, image, because when I was trying to synchronize video and audio, well, audio is always exactly when it should be, so I deleted for the game screen like 62 milliseconds, to make it exactly, and for camera 135 milliseconds, I believe. Because capture card is not instant. How to come first next video, so delays 135. Same for this, despite it has capture card, there is delay. Like the creator of capture card said it's instant. But I had a scientific test that proves that 62 milliseconds delay is present. Indeed, it is here. You understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Well, it's not even 62. There's also, like, dot, what is this, common English, no dot, and some other numbers, but you cannot specify that in XSplit. Cannot set it less than 1 millisecond. I think. You understand that I'm the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. And I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. Alright, Ajay. In your turn zone. I know. That place, right? What are these guys? Telepathic? All I know, you could have planted them in my office. He can make 2 mistakes here. Hold it. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? Back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped this cattle ranch. Mr. Wright, what are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? You have proof to the contrary. You're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when your fingerprints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove your investigation was illegal. Never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered, so I can prove it? Hold it. What do you mean by that? It is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery. I'm not through speaking yet, Mr. Wright. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they are worthless. Hold it. Are you saying that this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It will appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. There's something I don't know. Come now, Mr. Wright. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Hold it. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Look. It's look. Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Nell? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Well, now do you see? Reaching the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Hold it. Really, Chief Gunn? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. No, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. Well, wait a second. He was Chief. And next he became Chief of Police. Title sounds very strange to me. Sound. That, in itself, is sufficient motive. Ho ho ho. That's a good one. Oh. Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? You really saw in that case. I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Why speed up just with one E, sped? Inevitable. I already noticed it in the murders of Sonic the Hedgehog. Is it true, H-Wars? Yes. There's going to be a made chief anyway. So it's really sped, not speed? Let's see. I had never thought about this. Sped. Alright. Speed is... It's in a sped, it's something increasing in speed, maybe. So sped up. He was going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger. You might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, and you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Mercy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. Why there was no comma before and here? There, it's out in the open now. OJ, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. And here he made the mistake. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Hold it! Nothing in it for you? Sorry, but the only reason I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'll better think again. You're right, you don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people, that's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself though. Oh, that's a good one, Mercy. Would there have been something in it for him? In his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? I actually think not. But if it was someone else? Let's also know. Can't think of how it would help him. It means he wouldn't have helped out anyone. Relax and take a deep breath, Mr. Wright. Try to think outside the box. Okay. So that's what you're good at, isn't it? Think outside the box? I was sure I heard him tell me that. The question isn't who would the chief help? Safe. He was able to control the prosecutor office, isn't it? So he was helping himself this way. It's who would ask the chief for help? someone did that, he'll be sure to find a way to benefit from that person. It appears the defense has nothing more to say. Chief, would you please repeat your testimony from the beginning? I accidentally skipped it. Gantz isn't the one who murdered Prosecutor Marshall 2 years ago. Yet I know he played a part in the forgery. It can only mean someone asked him to be an accomplice. Gantz, someone's accomplice? That sounds unlikely. This one. Hold it. Okay, points out accomplice. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Indeed. Very well, I'll ask. Who is this person? Do you believe Chief Gantz may have helped forge evidence? It should be Lana.
Take that!
Chief Prosecutor Lansky? The defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gantz, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to help him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lansky was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gantz. But how would he profit from all of this? Would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppet? What the heck was this? Oh wait, must mean puppet as in someone's force. Why it disappeared? Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lansky in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as Chief Prosecutor, so you could control her. Alright, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana, just keeping quiet to protect Emma. But you cannot protect her already. There's no way she'd testify against Gantz. But without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless there's also what happened in this incident. Hello, NIN. I believe I will finish this game today, despite that. Seriously, I have only 1 hour left. Is it enough to finish it? I hope so. This incident, which one would that be? Because I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. Hello, Monte Carlo. Well, the initial game was short, but they added this case here, and it's super long. I don't know even why. It's like half of the whole game. And it's fan fiction, of course. Moral Detective Bruce Goodman, Chief Prosecutor, has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. What? You activated scratch tickets? Okay. So, I have 3 types of tickets. So, first of all, you just need to select which type you want to use. Monopoly is the first one, Mega Lottery, and this one. Drink some coffee? It's time to sleep already. If I drink some real coffee, I have decaf coffee here. No, it's already tea. The golden ticket. The golden ticket is only 1 ticket that left, so there's no other choice. Well, let's see. Where did I place this thing? Oh, here it is. Alright, where am I supposed to scratch it? Not quite sure. There must be a code that I must, like, scan. Maybe there. Hold on. To see what you will win. Now I need to use my phone and just scan it. Let's see. Usually it's nothing. Nothing. One more time. Yeah, nothing at all. Not even $1. Just not a winner. Here it is. So this ticket cost me $10, so it's just minus $10 for me. And 10,000 points for you. Well, I really doubt that anyone would win anything big. So the biggest win was price, I mean, $10, and the cost of ticket is $10, so it's just 0 for me. That's it. That's it. So let's continue. So you can get more points and redeem more tickets. I have 5 left. It's 2 tickets per stream, usually. So, the chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Oh, by the way, you also can get a physical copy of the games that you can simply sell, for example, on eBay. I mean, Digimon Survive for PlayStation 4, that I still have here, for 75,000. That's guaranteeing some valuable price, of course. Let's go. Almost as if someone has been controlling you. Morrison, you'll better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. So that ramp is a type of performance. What? Order, I said order. Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? It's impossible. See, what's the trouble with English? If you're using the text, you don't know was he saying I or E. In any other English, it's more obvious, especially in Japanese. If it's not country, of course. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating, never heard this word, what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. Wait a second, I need to provide evidence right now. Let me save. Don't want to replay all of this if I fail. I see. Alright then, show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good. Holy shit, which one? The only one that I got was this one. When should I use it? Oh my god. It's about Goodman. So it's something from the past? I know that this was used by Marshall. It's definitely not this one. Richard's knife, it was used by Lana. Parking stop. Oh, wait a second. It can be this one, screwdriver. Take that. Don't tell me that it's not. Well, Chief? So long as Mr. Wright is tossing out things regardless of their relevance. Mind if I toss something too, AGYE? Sure. Should do nicely. I'll check it right at you. You always were quite the joker, weren't you? Oops. Looks like I got it wrong. I got it wrong? I failed! Don't oops me. I'll be the one throwing my shoe next. I know it's hard. It's all that's going on during this trial. But try to think back to what happened in the evidence room 4 days ago. Ah! Now that he mentioned it, we did find out in yesterday's investigation. Something that proves Gant entered that room. Looks like he wants another one of your shoes, AGYE. I see. Alright then. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Okay, so it's this one. Take that. Even if you make the mistake, the game tells you what should you use. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list. We couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 77. So, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean? I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 77. Doesn't matter. Then same and the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you enter the evidence room on the day of the crime. Order! Chief Gant, what do they have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chugant. So, you admit it. You enter the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief of police. Where's it? The evidence room or the bathroom? What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you enter the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. But Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I still don't understand what was the reason in killing him. I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I thought you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine one guy's guilt. No, it isn't the other. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpires during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. This one? Doubt. Oh my god. Can I save? I cannot save here, oh my god. Could be this one. What else do I have? Can I see anything else? Okay, let's try like an always load. Take that. No, there's got to be something more solid than this. Oh, that day. At least they didn't punish me. And Goodman had to go see Chief Gant. No, they punish me! Surrender up your numbers. The court is waiting. Oh my god. Why don't you come meet with me tomorrow? Perhaps we could write up your letter of termination? Goodness, you did see Detective Goodman that day. Case? What? Maybe I should fail and just load. What the proof is? Not this one. Oh my god. Victim went to meet Chief Gant, not something else. I simply don't know. Why do you need C seemingly? I don't know, let's show the ID that he lost. Take that. That's all. Oh my god. That's all. That's all. Nice. One more time. Show us this evidence that ties. Here he's saying it's ties. Gun to Goodman. Tie gun to Goodman. It's not tying. Let's see. This one? No, of course. Trophy? Not tying. Definitely not this. And not this one. Not tying. You'll make some tea. I'll stuck here forever. I can simply try again until I figure out what is this. How many did I use? Did I save? Wait a second, I don't even remember when did I save. It's the ones that I felt, isn't it? What the heck is all of this? Must be time sim too. What? Should we take his fingerprints? Of course not. To be submitted to the chief? Ah, take that. Need to read the descriptions. Well, chief? As long as Mr. Wright is tossing off things regardless of their relevance. Manifest something too, What? It's a game show? Wait a second. I failed? Why it's not this one? Oh, wait a second, it's the previous one. I actually saved, not because, okay, I must show their, first of all, their ID, the ID number, and next I need to show the report, of course. Let's load. I forgot where I actually saved. It all looks the same to me. Just tea, without nothing, without sugar milk, without tea, just hot water. Okay, first of all, it's the list. I just forgot when did I save. Take that. Next, skipping all of this. Cold water? Just cold water? Without tea? Why didn't save him? Also, this report was not finished. It wasn't finished. Okay, it's very close. There's so many things that I need to skip. Too many objectives. Okay, I'm also sure that must be this Robert. Where is this Robert? Where is this Robert? Take that? Don't tell me that it's not. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or, to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. Would have had to give that report to the chief of police. Get you in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure if he filled it. He filled it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes. Transfer the evidence out. Oh. Goodman took the form to you, Chief Guns. Then he accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on. Let me guess what you're going to say next. I'm the chief of police murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Yes. Looks like I'm going to save again. Continue. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier. What? Well, if you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. What happened to him? But we didn't prove that he was killed in the evidence room. So, there's contradictions here in this game. Chief Guns, you didn't... The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. And what was the motive? I'm the murder. You contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body. However, Captain's body was discarded on the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. So you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Guns, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I thought it was a useless clue. Just taking up space. I didn't think so, I was trying to use it already. Indeed. How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. Where's the victim's body? Chief can't use this. By the way, It was very risky because I usually open my trunk of my car. I would notice it immediately. Take that. That's how he moved Detective Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? What does that have to do with this case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to go by Chief Gunn no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office. By the way, what was the time? So, it's just 20 minutes between this. It was fast. It would take me like 2 hours. After the ceremony ended that day, remove the body, move it to the trunk, even destroy the lockers, I remember, remove all the blood around. It's a lot of work. I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gunn asked you to. The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. The Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes. Unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order! What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It's exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gunn, say something. I believe your time's up. My time's up? Sorry, Wright. I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. You have to get going if we are to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Thanks the right to refuse to testify. I'm working on that right now. Let's invoke like arrest for 2 days. As suspect to the murder? What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There's certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? You run away? That made me laugh, Orson. I stopped on Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now? Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. Oh, let's save again. Another proof to provide. I don't even know what it is. Not even approximately. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Guns is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusation against him without concrete proof. It's strange. Why police is something special and different from other human being, like attorney, prosecutors, any worker, doesn't matter who, an employee. There's no additional rights to the people, say all equal. All equal. Now, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? If this court was his own property, he would say, "Go away from my property," or "I'm leaving it." But no, he doesn't possess anything. Just his job. Proves that Chief Guns murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Sky dispose of his body. Have any concrete proof? Yet? Maybe I don't have yet. Okay, let's answer I have no proof yet. It's no use showing evidence I'm not even sure of myself. No, Your Honor. At present I have no conclusive evidence. Senator? In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief. What? Don't gamble unless the stakes are high. Seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Kyuji, I leave the rest to you. I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law. Why it's law twice, and from its agency. Lady Luck, Maybe you should have a word with her? Mr. Edgeworth? What do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. Haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth and is a witness. In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gunn has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else? One more witness? Who can answer all the questions? Right in this trial. Someone right in this waiting room. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person? I think I will not be able to finish it today, and tomorrow I will spend just 1 hour to finish it. Are you asking me, Your Honor? You've forgotten? The defense, if they're one calling witnesses today, should be Lana Sky. Right, does such a witness exist? She might not be willing to tell the truth. We can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. Defense calls for the defendant? Miss Lana Sky? She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. He had asked to dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth? Prosecution has no objections, Your Honor. Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 50 minutes, we will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now in... Hold on. Huh? Chief Guard, I thought you were going to eat? Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claim, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Because you'll never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. I've got a lunch date to meet. Meeting at lunch, it's so stupid. Like, at lunch you're supposed to eat, not having meetings. Okay, if there aren't any further objections, when you eat, you should be... I forgot what this is. Anyway, definitely not talking. This card is now in recess. And will store my points? No? Looks like not. Looks like I managed to stay in the game. Looks like how long will it take? I need to check out like some long plays that will tell me how many hours left. If there's just 1 hour, I will continue. If more, I don't know. Okay, let me take the very last pause here. Be right back. Alright, I did check the long play. According to this long play, 1 hour left. Yes, 1 hour left when you know what to do. The whole case is 8 hours long, so 1 of 8. I think that approximately will take me 2 hours at least, maybe even 3, so definitely will be past midnight. So maybe I should continue tomorrow. It will be very wise. Alright, if I continue tomorrow, I can simply rate somebody. Right, let's continue tomorrow. Let me save here first of all. The case is super long. Super long. There will be definitely tons of text and tons of thinking. I still have only just, if they don't restore my points, 3 points left. That's not much. I'll be replaying a lot. Alright, in this case, I must rate somebody. And this somebody will be... well, let me rate Jobble again. That's it? Well, that's it. I need to get to sleep early today. And tomorrow as well, so it will be good to spend like not so much. I spent more than 3 hours today. So it's okay. Definitely. So, thank you for stopping by, Monte Carlo, and I am, and Jarbel himself. I think that someday we might win, okay, maybe 100 bucks with these scratch tickets, but definitely not more. So, bye, good luck and good night, see you.